Hey guys, what's going on? This is Nick here with Catalyst Fitness, and I'm super excited about this one today because really what we're going to be touching on is we're going to be looking at how to actually eat healthy when we go out with friends, when we're out to dinner, all these sorts of fun things. And so the first tip is you want to try to find places that actually align with your values. And so for me, I love, healthy food that looks good and that is prepared well. Like for whatever reason, I enjoy knowing where my food comes from. It's just something that has been a part of my DNA since I've been, a teenager. And so that's something that I value. That's something that's really important for me. So two places that I really like in the area in Fort Lauderdale are My Papaya for breakfast or lunch, just really, really quick, getting out, really close to the gym for me. And then the second place is actually Farmer's Table up in Boca. And so I just try to find restaurants that I like that match my values. And every about 3 months, restaurants, what they do is they actually rotate their schedule because of seasonality, especially if they're doing it right, in my opinion. And so I'll always just take a look at the menu before I go. That's my second tip to you guys. Just make sure you pop out a menu, identify what it is that you want. Really try to keep this stuff simple. Already have a plan for when you go, all right? You don't want to be reactive and just make a decision off of the moment. I think that's where a lot of people get bit, and I think that's where one drinks usually turn into two, and two turns into three with a gallon of ice cream and waking up feeling not so hot. So that's my biggest tip. The third thing that you can do is making sure that you just ask for substitutions. All right, so if you're in tune with your body, there's certain foods that work for you, there's certain ones that don't. If you're not in tune with it, I think that is actually a really, really good place to start. Start thinking about how these foods affect your energy and how you feel. Like, so for me, I know there's certain things when I'm locked down in work mode, I just need to make sure that I'm fueling my body and my brain, because I naturally will burn a lot of energy, throughout the day. I'm a big guy, but I also move very, very fast throughout the day. I'm constantly doing stuff. And so for me, it's really important to refuel that, making sure that I'm actually getting a lot of high nutrient foods. It's really, really important to me, especially for how hard I like to push the needle. When I work out, I have to make sure that I eat. And so when I go out with friends or I do something, it's got to kind of mesh into that, for me. So when we're looking at asking for substitutes, most places are very accommodating. Some maybe they're not. Just being totally truthful, if places aren't accommodating, I usually never go back. It's just the reality of it, or I'll call ahead and ask about the menu. But, the big thing is this. It comes down to just like if you were going to cook at home, you just have to have a plan, and if you don't have a plan, you're basically planning to fail. So that's the big thing that you have to make sure that you're, conscious of and that you're paying attention of is, do I have a plan going into this? Because usually if we don't, that's where we become reactive. And usually when we're reactive, we, make poor decisions. That's just the reality of it. So, again, number one, go to places that value the same thing as you do. I view it just like a relationship, especially if they're going to be cooking my food. Number two is essentially just making sure that you look at the menu ahead of time. And number three is just making sure that you ask for some substitution. So if you guys feel like this information is helping you make better decisions, maybe give it a like, give it a share. If you have any questions, make sure that you comment below. But again, this content's all about helping you guys live your best life and just giving you, small 5-minute tips that hopefully make you think a little bit differently, because we believe that if you think differently, you're going to act and behave differently, and ultimately, you're making better decisions for yourself. So if you have any questions or I can help out in any way, just make sure that you reach out. Talk soon.